Hello, welcome to this new tutorial today for this new video. So today I'm going to discuss about Java enums, and these are called enums. So what are these enums, and why do we need to use them? So this is a enum. You can think of it as a special kind of classes in Java, and these are used to represent a fixed number of things. Let's say you want to represent days of a week, so you know that there are only 7 days, so you can use enum to represent those. If you want to represent months in a year, you know there's 12 months, so you know those are fixed, they don't change, so you can use enums to represent those. Same thing, you can use enum to represent planners. You can use enums to represent, let's say, employee types. You have a permanent contract. You have usually a fixed number of employee types, so those kind of things. Also for other kind of stuff, you can use it to represent like a seasons. We have 4 seasons in a year. So all those kind of things. So let's do it with the help of an example and see how this can be useful. So I'm going to create an enum here, so you can go create, instead of class you want to say enum, and I'm going to take this example of called electric cars. So I'm just going to go with electric cars. So let's say I want to make a enum of this one. So I'm assuming that we don't have too many electric cars, but I'm just going to give few names here. Let's say we have Tesla, you can say Ford, you can say Honda, let's say this Rivian. I'm just going to put few here. So so as you can see that I have declared a enum called electric cars, and it has 5 values. So let's say my list stays fixed, and I can just go and I can start using this enum in my code. So we know that these are going to be fixed here. So I'm going to go in the main class here, and what I'm going to do is, let's say, you can say electric cars is equal to, let's say, car equal to, let's here you want to say is electric cars. Let's say I want to say Nissan. Okay, so you see what I did is I went to the enum electric cars and picked the value for Nissan. So and I assigned that to a variable. Now if I go, I can just print it out. Let's say what happens here. Car is, so here car, oh, you have to just print it actually, so you can just print this value directly. So let's say, and you see it prints car equal to Nissan. So this is one case. You just go and use it, and if you remember, sometimes we have the need to declare like static variables in our classes. So I'm just going to give some examples here. So sometimes you want to say some public static void string, you can say Tesla equal to Tesla. So this is also one of the practice how you want to no, there's no void. So yeah, so here what I'm trying to do is trying to only final is permitted. Okay, no, I think I'm doing in the wrong one, because I'm doing in the main here. So I might have done that in a separate class actually. So let me just, let's say you could do something like this here. So you can say, let's say you want to declare all the constants here, and here you can declare all those stuff, Tesla, uh, you can make them public, and I'm just going to repeat Ford, Honda, So this is also very standard practice to use declare these static constant variables like this, and then use these variables inside your code in order to do the comparison actually, between two values. But this gets a little cumbersome, because what happens, sometime, you know that you have only three values, but what if you put like fourth one which is not here? So in that case your code can break during, like, runtime. So I'm going to go back here. So this is so enums are most kind of like a replacement for this kind of stuff. So instead of using this, different cars here and declaring each variable for these values, you want to just have a enum. So you declare enum. So another thing you can do enum is you can iterate through the enum. So let's say, if you go to this electric cars dot, it has a method called values, and it returns you an array of all the values. It returns this enum as an array. So we can say electric car. So this is just a for loop, standard for loop actually. So let's say, if you notice, so what it does is, this is just a for loop. Electric cars, so I start saying cars, so I have to say electric cars, and local variable is duplicate local variable. Okay, so I can just just call it C. So what I'm trying to do is, I'm taking this my enum, calling this values method, and what this returns is, you can see if I point my mouse over it, it should just well, I think it's not showing here, but it returns an array of all these values. So what we can do is, then we can just try to print C dot. We can start printing C actually. So what it will do, it will just print. So I'm going to comment this first one. So what it will do is, it will just loop through this all the values and just print them. You see, it prints out. One more thing it can print is, so it printed this, so I'm going to concatenate it. This ordinal value. So I'm going to print the car C dot. There's a method is coming from the inbuilt method. So what I'm going to do is remove. So you see, Tesla 0 1 2 3 4. So it goes in the order actually. So 0 1 2 3 4, so it assigns those values automatically. So as you can see, that you can loop through all these enums. And other thing you can do with the enum is, let's say I'm going to remove this one. You can do a switch statement on this one, so switch. So remember, I say I assign this Nissan enum to this car variable, so I'm going to switch this variable now. Let's say, and you can say case, it is a Tesla, and you can do like this. This is Tesla, and after that you break, and I'm going to just repeat it a few times here. Okay, so let's say Nissan, and Ford, and we don't need really a default, so I think I'm just going to go with those three cases. Okay, so what will happen, we assign this Nissan enum to this variable. Now we are trying to switch, and we can, based on that whatever users entered, we can just see which case statement it will go. So switch car is, we know that it's Nissan, so Tesla, it will not go into this loop, so it will go into the second block here. So this is Nissan. That's what it should really print actually. Oh yeah, this is Nissan. So that's what it did actually. So it printed this value. Other thing you can do with the electric car. So I'm going to go and modify it a little bit now. So you can also specify in the enum, you can specify the class variables within the enum. You can also specify a constructor. So you see this Tesla, so I'm going to say what's the top speed of Tesla. So I'm just going to 500 400. I'm just making up these numbers, so they are not accurate, but just to show it here. 100. So what is complaining now? Is complaining because there's no constructor, because see, if you notice, I'm trying to do test line within the back, I'm trying to pass 500. It's looking for a constructor now, so I'm going to create a constructor for this one. So it's called electric cars, and what I'm really passing in here is an integer, so I'm just going to say int. I say speed, not speed actually, I'm going to say it's a range mean how long this car can go. So but then I also need to declare a variable here. Let's say private range, int range. So whatever you pass here, so I'm going to do is this dot range equal to range. So what it's doing is whatever value pass here, and this is the value here, and is really being assigned to this, because this dot range means this variable here. And so what happens when you declare variables, you have to do this last here with the semicolon. So that's why it was erroring out actually. So if you notice now, I'm creating electric cars. These are the names, but I also pass this another on the value in the constructor, which is a range. And so we have a range, so I can define a method in order to access that range. I can define a method, say get range as this dot range. So it's going to return me the range of the car, I mean how fast it's doing. So let's see what's complaining about. Oh, we have to say return range. Now let's go back to main. So here what I'm going to do is Nissan, this is Nissan, and I want to say and range equal to, so I can say here car dot get range. I mean, yes, I can do that for all of them really. Okay, and you can do for this one too, and let's say range equal to car dot get range. That's it. So what will happen now? If I run this one, so right now it's in Nissan, and we know the range for Nissan is 100, so it should just print 100 from here. Oh yeah, this is Nissan and range equal 100. Let's say I change it to Tesla, and it should just do that. Yeah, range equal Tesla. So this is the way you can go through this enums, and basically you can do this kind of logic with the enum. So that's that's the best part about this stuff. Actually, you can pass these values, you can do the switch statement, and enums are used when you have fixed number of values for certain variable or certain thing. So you can use enums there, and as you can see here, you can have the thing is, enums, you can have only this private constructor. If I try to make it, I think public, it will complain actually. Yeah, so by default it's a private constructor. And yeah, so right now put range, but you can put here more things, range, and then maybe you want to put another variable called speed, I don't know, 120, so then it means you have to just keep extending this further, these things. Then you can try to do this, so you can try to do it more actually. It's not just fixed to this thing actually. So that's, I think, is all about for the enum. Just remember, enums are just a special kind of class in Java used to do type safe kind of check. That's what where it helps, because you have fixed number of values, you can't make a mistake, you're forced to use those values. And you can extend enums with the constructors here. You can loop through the enums, and they can have constructors, but they have to be private constructors. So hopefully to see you in the next video. So if you like this video, please like the channel, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Bye.